listening to the Daily Nugget. It's dnugget.com. We are back and better than ever.
Well, we'll see.
Better than ever is subjective.
Well, I'm no
set the
longer
bar low, and then we can climb.
I'm no longer in a bomb shelter / like kidnapping
Now you're
safe
in a
room.
padded room.
I am in a padded room.
You're in a
we've
black hole.
We've upgraded here. I'm stuck. Well, kind of. I think that might be the best description of this show. It's like a black hole of things. So.
A black hole of humor and love,
but mostly humor.
Yeah.
So it's Jesus Religious Sunday. Happy February 2nd. And we got to clear out something from Christmas. This is Christmas related, but I think you'll appreciate it. And it is a video daily double with our new video system. I hope this works.
Ooh.
I hope this works.
Oh, fancy.
Here we go. This is from a church service.
Ooh.
Just to be clear, this is not our church.
Come to Coast. We'll get together. Let's have a few laughs. Hey, let's be really clear about something. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, okay? It's a Christmas movie. There's a Christmas tree in it, for starters. You got a guy fighting for his family. God fights for his family of God. You got a guy who's willing to lay his life down.
Okay, hold on. How are you feeling so far about this? So this is like, your laser church at the movies to the extreme.
Easy.
I'm just saying. All right. So he's trying to make some God connections to Die Hard, but we'll let it keep
And
going.
not doing a very good job.
Yeah,
Let's just say his segues need some work.
Okay.
Yeah.
For his family, that's John McClane or Jesus. And you also have a
John McClane or Jesus.
Pick one.
What?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let him cook.
gritty guy who's had some real bumps and bruises in his life that can't quite put it together. That's the way a lot of us are. So we're going to look at that today. Yippee-ki-yay!
Ooh,
Oh, he's coming out.
easy killer.
He's
Love the
coming out. What is it?
He's
That was
smoking it.
unnecessary.
Is he climbing out of a fireplace? What is that?
He's climbing out of the gate, the vent that he was in, the Die Hard vent.
Man,
Oh,
God bless America! Smoking in church? Oh, how
Yeah.
good it is! Only
Okay.
because John McClane did. That's enough of that. Well, one more. Anyway,
Wow.
Yes.
What a great example.
we are looking at the spiritual ramifications of Die Hard. Believe it or not, there's a lot in it, and we're going to look at them
I'm out.
There's a
I'm
lot.
out. We're just gonna sit there in a wife beater tank top, smoking. At church.
He's showing out the gun show, first off.
yeah.
He's got the gun
sweaty
show.
and bloody. Get out of here.
So you're not in.
Mm-mm.
You're
And
not
he
in.
had everybody thinking of a curse word too. You could have just left that out. You didn't
Mhm.
need that.
He only said yippee-ki-yay.
He started the next word. There was no need. Leave that out.
Yeah. They could have edited that.
I was on board. Now I'm off.
You were on board. I'm surprised. You were on board
It
first.
was. It's creative. I like the idea. I could see the correlation. Took it too far.
Well, then when he said John McClane is like Jesus.
Well, not that.
That was a stretch.
All right, hold on. Let's see, because there's still a little time of this. Let's see if he makes any sort of salient point here.
Day.
No, I
But in
can't.
case you just sort of aren't aware of what's happening,
We aren't,
this
which is
will
us.
give you a little bit of recap or pre-cap of what Die Hard the movie looks like.
Oh, so then he just shows the Die Hard thing. Does he do anything other than that? Okay, here we go. All right.
Oh,
Let's
puts a
see.
jacket on.
Okay, he's got the jacket because he didn't want to
Did
go
he wash
sleeveless.
his face? Can't tell.
No.
He's still got the black eye.
He's barefoot.
Yeah, here we go. Ready?
He did that live.
Man, well,
He needed a
note
costume. He needed
yourself,
time for the costume change.
Next service,
Yeah,
bring
he
some
was-
mouthwash. I gotta remember that.
Wonder did
Gotta
he walk
remember
on
that next time. I don't know if you've seen Die Hard before. If you have, maybe you forgot about it. I watched it and getting ready for my talk today, and hadn't watched the whole thing for many years. Let me just give you the recap of what is happening. John McClane is
He just showed the recap.
a guy who's separated, and he's on his way to LA to meet his wife and hang out with her. When he goes there, there's a corporate function taking place at Christmas.
Okay, well, we didn't get to hear anything. Well, all right, so we have no idea how he was going to connect that other than he said at some point, John McClane is like Jesus.
Yeah, he said John McClane's name more than Jesus at this point.
Yeah, true. Good point.
So do you guys...
Again, I like the original idea. Not against it.
Okay, so that guy is the lead pastor of Crossroads Church. It's a multi-site mega church in Cincinnati
Oh, there's your first problem.
that advertises itself as a place for people who have given up on church but not on God.
Okay.
So he said, okay, this week it was... So they did Home Alone the week before,
Mm-hmm.
and this week was Die Hard because before John McClane saved the people in Nakatomi Plaza, Jesus sacrificed himself for us. To live a life of faith, Jesus asks us to follow in his footsteps, whether it's walking across glass barefoot or taking out the trash for the 10th time in a row. We become like Jesus when we die to ourselves.
Those are really poor examples.
I mean, I get it, though. You're tying it together. You're making it relatable. I get it. But you're smoking in church. You just about cursed. Like,
All right, so
who's the leader here?
I mean, this brings up a couple of things.
Okay.
Is smoking a sin?
See, that's the thing. I'm not necessarily calling it a sin.
Right.
It's more the appearance of sin and being a leader. So there's a lot of things you could do
Yeah.
that are like, for you, maybe not sin. But is it wise for a leader to do them, leading people? It's a tough call.
Right.
Every
And he-
every leader that I know of, specifically in the church, has at least one thing that they do in public that somebody finds a sin. So
Oh, this is this guy's?
I don't know. Maybe he
Well,
smokes.
smoking or barefoot? You got to pick one.
yeah, let's talk about the bare feet too.
I'm the barefoot one at church.
That's true.
Okay, so that's your one. Okay.
Channeling is Rich Mullins. That's all he's doing.
It's ragamuffin, whatever.
Mhm.
Gospel. Mm-hmm.
So let's say, I think I agree with Jen to the point where it's okay at a certain point. You didn't have to smoke. You didn't have to pretend to swear. He could have just like crawled through the grate and like kicked it out. That would have been kind of cool.
That was cool enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you needed. And then like there was the big lead up. Yep. So now how
Maybe
does
they're an edgy church though. Like maybe they really do push it that far all the time.
well they call themselves seeker friendly or seeker sensitive.
Well, it feels. It definitely feels like they're trying to relate to not church people.
True.
Because I know church people. I've known them my whole life. I grew up around them. Some of them are insufferable.
And trying to put the gospel into terms that a lot of people would understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Full confession, never saw Die Hard.
What?
I know,
Well, you
right?
just kind of did.
I,
I know.
was that the best of it?
Version of it.
You saw the pastor version.
Yeah, the cleaned up version. Oh, well, and I probably won't. Not necessarily because of his example of Die Hard. It's just that I don't watch those kind of movies.
Well, here's some of the things that they post on their social, Janelle. So maybe these are some life lessons you can take away from this.
Okay.
If you want to be great, die hard.
Okay.
Jesus tells us to take up our cross and follow him.
True.
The cross was the ultimate symbol of brutal, grisly death, yet he modeled carrying it for us, so we don't just die to ourselves, we die hard.
Oh. Again, that's a stretch. You know, I just not a fan. Not a fan. Let the word speak for itself. Why do you have to interpret it into human terms? Just let the word speak.
Yeah, why do you have to play movies in church and then find less
No to
spiritual
that.
lessons out of them?
Yes
You
and
know.
no to that. Because if that were completely true, we wouldn't have commentaries that pastors use all the time.
Okay,
Mhm.
you're right, Sam. I just think that, you know, people want to be so relatable. They drag the gospel down to the human level when it's a holy Bible. I mean, I don't want to be all preachy or anything, but it's supposed to be looking at it as reverence. I mean, it's not like we're going to defile it. And I think sometimes people don't consider that when they're trying to communicate that to their members. I mean, our church, as you call Laser Church, which actually I was thinking about that Sunday, Andy, there's never a laser used. Just FYI.
Too bad, really. It's too bad.
It's the printer.
But they do, their philosophy is I'll do anything short of sin,
Right.
to get people to know Jesus. And so I could see in his honest effort, he was trying to do that. It just wasn't my style.
All right. So I guess the verdict is out. Just don't smoke. Put on shoes.
Well, this actually, I mean, about the whole laser church thing, there's things when I went there that I didn't agree with. I understood why. Like, we're trying to reach the unchurched. We're trying to reach people that don't know Jesus, never knew Jesus, which is not my background.
Right.
So it's hard for me to think like that. However, there's a line somewhere. And maybe that's different depending on context and location and age and all that kind of stuff. But I always had the mindset of like, I'm going to have to answer to all of this one day. And I have to keep in mind, like, yes, this may be our goal and our focus, but I'm still leading everybody in the room. And where is that line? Like, and maybe it's different from leader to leader because what's the word? Like, I don't want to be a stumbling block to somebody. It doesn't mean I want to be like ridiculous about it. Like, I'm careful about the way I walk, like very to the letter. Do you know what I mean? Like looking so much like the world in order to relate to the world that you don't look any different than the world. And
there's no difference.
It can be a slippery slope as well.
Yeah.
It can be a great tool too.
Right.
The production quality was there, that's for sure. The production quality was there.
They had a very large budget.
All right, that's the name of the episode. They had a very large budget. That's the Nugget. NuggetHateMail@gmail.com. Well, let us know if you are excited that we're back or you're upset.
You're upset that the pastor was smoking.
He could have been vaping, I guess.
He could have been vaping.
NuggetHateMail@gmail.com. Well, the thing that really sold it for me, though, is he's like, I'm done. And then he took another drag of the cigarette. I'm like, you didn't have to do that. He's like, oh, one more. Really? Okay.
So I get that. One of my favorite things is making people upset over things that they shouldn't be getting upset over. And like him saying, oh, one more.
Yeah.
That would have been something I would have done.
That's a Sam thing. Yeah.
Because like, I don't know if you've met my wife, but she likes things a certain way. And sometimes when I think they're not, when I think it's ridiculous, I do it and then I stop and then I do it again one more time quick.
Just for the humor factor.
Just because I think it's funny. And everyone thinks it's funny except for her.
In the age of Amazon, can't you just get those fake cigarettes for like less than $10?
We don't know that it wasn't, though.
I mean, we don't. But that's what my mind would have went to. If we have to have this prop.
It could have been a fake vapor.
Now he did say, I need to make a note to bring mouthwash next time.
Yes.
Also could have been a joke, but.
Well, and let us know, by the way, if you go to this church, nuggethatemail@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We're going to get an email from the pastor. He's like, you guys are the worst.
Please. Boy, you know what? We went easy on you, buddy. So I don't think you're going to get mad.